G'day Whovians, I hope that you all enjoyed the new episode of Doctor Who, and I'll jump into the review in just a second. But before I do, I want to tell you guys about a Doctor Who giveaway that I'm doing. So I'm giving away 2 Doctor Who Eaglemoss figurines. The first figurine is the 8th Doctor from The Night of the Doctor. The second figurine is a Cyber Leader from Revenge of the Cyberman. So if you guys want to win one of these figurines, all you have to do is in the comments down below, tell me what you enjoyed the most about the Spyfall 2-parter and why. First prize will win the 8th Doctor figurine, and second prize will win the Cyber Leader figurine. So what are you waiting for? Get in the comments, tell me what you liked about Spyfall, and I'll pick 2 winners at random. Get commenting guys, enjoy this episode of Who Review. Was Spyfall Part 2 better than Part 1? Well, after the massive cliffhanger in Spyfall Part 1, I was very excited for this episode. I really wanted to know how that would get resolved, and it didn't disappoint. It was pretty good. Part 2 was definitely not better than Part 1, but it was still a really enjoyable hour of Doctor Who. For me, Jodie was amazing in this episode like she was in Part 1. She's starting to feel more like the Doctor, to me anyway. The landing of a plane was such a great scene. I think that cliffhanger was resolved very nicely, and the Doctor practically using time to save Graham, Ryan and Yaz was great. I think this scene was a great kind of mix of comedy with action. I was kind of on the edge of my seat, but also I was giggling while I was, freaking out. Sacha Dhawan? Anyway, however you pronounce his name, Sacha was great as the Master. I was convinced in the last few minutes of episode 1, I thought he played the Master really well right at the end of the episode, but this episode was completely different. He was absolutely awesome. He was great, he was evil, and he was the Master. The Doctor and the Master really rely on their chemistry, and so I thought that Jodie and Sacha really worked well and bounced off each other very well. They both definitely felt like the Doctor and the Master, I was convinced. Again, Sir Lenny Henry was a great villain, but did I miss something? Can someone please tell me what's going on? What happened with his character? Did I miss something? Like, his character kind of just ran off screen. Is he going to be back at the end of the series? Did he get arrested off screen or something? I don't know. I also liked the strong little trio of Graham, Ryan and Yaz. In Series 11, I kind of only liked Graham. I didn't really like Yaz and Ryan, but in these first 2 episodes, I'm starting to love all 3. In every series, or in most series of Doctor Who, there's an episode where the Doctor's pretty absent and it focuses either on the companions or on a different character that's introduced in that episode. And with these 3 in this episode, it kind of convinced me that I'd love to see an episode with just those 3 trying to save the world and the Doctor's trapped or something. I think that'd be great. Dance, Graham, dance. I loved the scene of Graham trying to use the spy gadget shoe. That was quite funny. I also love the scenes of Paris in 1943. Was it 1943? I don't know. I kind of liked that the Master was practically hunting the Doctor through time. But if I had it my way, I'd probably include a bit more of that setting of Paris in 1943. I feel like we didn't see enough of it. Talking again about the Doctor and the Master, the 12th Doctor and Missy had great chemistry and they worked very well together, but I've never been a big fan of Missy. I love Michelle Gomez, but I feel like Missy wasn't, to me, she didn't feel quite like the Master. And as much as I liked Missy, Sacha was on a different kind of evil playing the Master. To me, he seemed a little bit better. The conclusion to the episode was quite good as well, with the Doctor kind of outsmarting the Master. So with that ending, the Master is now kind of stuck in that other realm, but that can't be it, can it? So I think that the finale will possibly see the Master break out and come back for revenge. We still don't know a lot about Sacha's Master. Where does he fit? Is he the incarnation after Missy? Is he a previous incarnation of the Master? I think we're going to get all these answers in the series finale. Well, I hope so anyway. We also got our first 2 historic figures of the series, and they were Ada Lovelace and Noor Inayat Khan. I haven't heard of either of these 2, so after this episode it kind of prompted me to Google them a little bit more and find out a bit more, and they were great characters, they were very interesting. So the Master also mentioned that Gallifrey had been destroyed. The Doctor went and had a look, and it had, and then it was revealed that the Master destroyed Gallifrey. The Master also said that the Time Lords lied to the Doctor and the Master, and that their lies were built upon the Timeless Child or something along those lines. So the Timeless Child was mentioned again, thank God, and that appears that that's going to be the story arc for Series 12. Thank God. But again, what is the Timeless Child, and what did the Time Lords lie about? So 3 things I liked about this episode. I really liked the resolution to the cliffhanger. I loved the Master, and I loved the reintroduction of Gallifrey and the Timeless Child, which set up a story arc, which I'm very excited about. So 3 things I didn't like about the episode. There's only 2. I didn't like the pacing. The pacing of the episode felt very rushed and kind of all over the place. I also didn't like that there wasn't a lot of Paris in 1943. I would have liked to see more of that. So my rating for this week's episode is a 7 out of 10. Not quite as good as part 1, but still very good, and a great ending to an excellent opener 2-parter for Series 12. I think if the stories continue like this, we're going to get such a great series. And next week's episode is apparently supposed to be one of the scariest episodes in Doctor Who history. That's what Jodie said, that's what Chris Chibnall said, that's what Bradley Walsh said, that's what Mandip Gill said, and that's what Tosin Cole said. So apparently it's supposed to be creepy and the monster's supposed to be terrifying. So I'm very excited for next week's episode. Don't forget, I have a new video this Friday, and there will be a new episode of Who Review next Monday, so make sure you check out that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.